Popcorn Indy at the Indiana Convention Center. Welcome to PopCon.
What's up, everybody? We are here at PopCon Indy 2024. We are obviously the established facts. I'm your host, Big Don.
This is Josh.
That's right, and we are here with the guys and gals from Meet So Horny here at PopCon Indy. I know I giggle every time I look at that. Guys, can you introduce yourselves for us? Let us know a little bit about what you're doing here, and just talk to us about your product a little bit.
Sure. Right on. Hi, guys. My name is Jacoby Ray, and this is Swami B. We are the owners of Meet So Horny, and we are also online. Both of us are social influencers. I've been a comedian for 26 years. You might have seen us on the internet doing the Wee Woo Boys. We have a little online following, and we do a lot of cooking videos, and we are here at PopCon 2024. We have our Meet So Horny tent. We have our samples. We have our cold smoked salts. We have dry rubs, hot sauces, and barbecue sauces.
Can we find you guys locally, or where
Absolutely.
Can we buy your stuff?
Both of us have been on Cops. We have been on America's Most Wanted.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one way to get info.
Yeah.
You can always find us at meetsohorny.com.
Meetsohorny.com.
You guys want to try
You know
something
what?
on
Yes.
the show?
Yes. Let's try.
No,
Let's
hold
try.
on a second. What
Let's
do you
give
guys-
us a good intro level.
Okay, so check this out. This is my dark side salt. I have everything over here. This we sold out of today, and we sold out of very quickly. We sell out of it online.
Okay.
This salt contains bacon, garlic, and smoke.
Bacon,
All right?
garlic,
Now,
and
here,
smoke.
Swami, take it over here. Watch
Bring
this.
your nose in here. Bring your nose in. Smell that.
Oh, dear.
Wow, that smells
Put your
fantastic.
paws out.
All
nice
right,
and flat.
go for it.
Watch this. And it takes, just the slightest sprinkle of magic.
All right.
Now taste. Oh,
Wow.
goodness.
Wow.
That's an awful lot of flavor. packed
Wow,
in
this
a
is
little
why we need television, smell-o-vision, taste-o-vision.
Exactly.
That is incredible.
You can put that on anything.
Yeah,
and it'll
that's
taste good.
fantastic.
bit. And pair that with the dark side galactic sauce.
Okay.
Now this, put your hand
hand
out
out
like,
like
a
this.
little, like a little fist. Now this paired
Like we're
with
doing
that
tequila
sauce.
shots.
Right.
Got it.
Right. So I'm gonna put a little dollop.
That's okay.
And a little dollop.
All right.
With that bacon and garlic all of a sudden.
Wow.
Now that's like a hybrid
Wow.
hot sauce and barbecue sauce blend.
That's awesome. I want that on some wings.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's good stuff right there. Thank you guys so much for not only coming to PopCon, but hanging out with us for a few minutes.
Yeah,
and
we appreciate you guys coming
telling
by.
us about your stuff. And we'll definitely, I'll probably have a cabinet full of this stuff.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is good
We'll-
stuff.
Just go to meetsohorny.com.
All right.
You'll find us
All
right
right.
there.
Awesome.
We'll replace all your spices.
All right. Hey, I'm down. Well, thank you guys so much
Thank you.
again. And we hope that you guys are enjoying PopCon 2024. We will check you later.
Hey everybody, this is Josh with the Established Facts Podcast, and I have a great opportunity here to talk with some folks from our local IU campus about their game called Ranger and Rogers Radar Rescue, and I had to read that because I knew I would mess it up. Speaking of, who has decided to join us today?
Well, hello everybody out there in TV land. Hello. I am Matthew Powers. I am a professor of gaming, creature design, comic books, history of gaming, all this and that, and I have had the distinct pleasure of helping run this. This is part of the N436 game production class. We've been working on games for the Crane Naval Base.
The Crane Naval
Yes.
Base. That's an interesting change of pace for sure.
The talent is behind me. This is the real talent.
Who do we have here with us?
Well, here.
So my name is Imani Peters. I was the art team lead for the project and also a voice actor and designed one of the mini games.
Hi, my name is Sam Barks. I led the writing team as well as directed a lot of the voice acting and did some voice acting myself.
Hi, I'm Mohsen Siddiqui, and I was a part of a writing team, but also kind of helped design the game as well.
So the accidental connection that they may or may not have realized here, I'm actually a software developer as well. I'm not a video game designer by any means. I just like to play them.
Yeah.
So what is the why as to why you continue to do it?
Okay, here's the thing. Okay, I've been here for 17 years, but the thing that I realized really early on, and I go to GDC, we go to these game conventions, is there's two things, okay? The first thing is that for our students, if they're going to have any chance of getting out there, they've got to make games now.
Yes.
Then the thing is that I really believe in this unofficial, kind of official process called Games for Good. And so every game we've done, we've always want to have the angles, can these kids put this in a portfolio to get a job, and does this benefit society?
So I absolutely love that. One of my co-hosts, Donald, and I are part of an improv troupe, and we've always kind of taken the moniker of we're a community of people serving our community.
Yeah.
So the fact that you are doing that as well in game development is absolutely amazing. So I am going to ask the talent here a question. I need to know what game inspires you in your work and development. We'll start with Amani.
No, I feel like what inspires me is just some of the games that I grew up playing. So I started playing virtual worlds because I got a computer at a young age because my dad works in IT. I've actually learned something through playing those games, which is something you don't really think about. How can you learn by playing Club Penguin, or Minecraft? But there's a lot of learning, right?
So what inspires me in gaming is to tell a story. As a writer, I want my people, my audience, to feel emotion, and in my way, the best way to do that is through storytelling. I want to create a story that someone will remember, that will make them have feelings like happiness or joy or sadness or anger. I just want them to feel something.
I would say what kind of inspires me a little bit when it comes to these games is just the overall impact that we can actually get into it, because kind of growing up I kind of felt like I was an odd sheep, and what kind of helped me with that is that I kind of want to give back, because if it wouldn't have been for games, I don't even know what else I would actually be doing, because I've been set to do this for about 8-9 years now, so it would be crazy to kind of do everything else.
Well, as a former graduate for IU and IUPUI, I'm really glad to see game development. I was in the music department and computer engineering departments. To see game development really get a nice surge and to see what you guys are doing is amazing. We're a gaming podcast. We support gaming. Thank you so much for your time. Please, where can they check you guys out, find out more information?
Okay, well, exactly. We're in multiple places. I mean, first off, come find us at the IUI Luddy website, which we'll put information on that later on.
Yep.
And then the other thing is we are working on a way to try to coalesce all these games to the main central spot. So right now, see, that's the interesting about this game, is that this game is going off to the Navy to help them. It's also helping people. And again, IU's putting it everywhere. The main thing is come to the website, come together, see what's going on, and we'll have it in a bunch of places here very soon. The main thing is the website, and then after that, it'll be all over the place.
Excellent.
Thank you, guys.
Well,
Seriously.
keep an eye out for Ranger and Rogers Radar Rescue. And thank you so much for your time, and we'll check you later.
Thank you, guys.
Hey everybody, as you can see, we are still here at PopCon Indy. This is Big Don from the Established Facts. I am here with a new friend named Jeremy. Jeremy, could you introduce yourself? Tell us why you're here at PopCon.
Sure. My name is Jeremy Gordon Grinnell. I am an audiobook narrator is my day job.
Okay.
But I'm a fantasy writer, a young adult fantasy writer on the side, and I do 10 to 15 of these a year, just hawking my wares.
Okay, nice. Yeah. Now, Jeremy, is this your first time here in Indy?
It's my first time in Indianapolis, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's as far south. I'm located in Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Oh, nice.
So this is about as far south as I get. I know there's a Louisville one later on, but that's probably beyond my range.
Further? Yeah, I can understand that. Well, that's cool. Thank you so much for coming down and visiting.
Yeah, it's been a great show so far.
Talk to us a little bit about, you got a trilogy of books here with you, and we were kind of talking a little bit before we started recording about what some of the future of that looks like. So can you tell us a little bit about what you've already got established and maybe where you want to go with it?
Sure. Well, my fantasy series is, it's called The Relics of Eris. One reviewer compared it to like Percy Jackson meets Narnia.
Okay.
Right? So it's portal fantasy.
Okay.
Kind of good classic YA portal fantasy. Kids from our world, lost in a world of fairies, dwarfs, mad scientists, fantastic flying machines, gods, goddesses, prophecies coming true, civil wars, the whole bit. They die on every page kind of thing.
Nice.
Right. And they got to find their way home through all of that.
Okay.
And then I have 2 additional volumes that are now out. The first volume is entitled Flight of the Sky Cricket. And then the next 2 volumes, Return Journeys, same character. The story continues as they begin to develop a suspicion that something in their own family history is related to what's going on in that world, but how can that be? So that's kind of the slow burn. That's the Voldemort thing, the slow burn that comes there. So we have a 4th volume that's in editing right now.
Okay.
And with a projected 7.
Oh,
and a hard period after that. That's what it'll take to tell the story, and then we're done milking it. We'll go on to something else.
There you go. That's cool. Now, as far as like YA, fantasy fiction, things like that, do you feel like that's kind of like your bread and butter, or what got you into doing that sort of like genre?
I was always a big Narnia fan. I grew up reading Narnia, so that was kind of mine. I wrote my dissertation on C.S. Lewis, so that's kind of how I fell into it. Was here I was writing a dissertation on a fellow who was, one of the things he did was write children's literature or fantasy literature, but I had never done that. I began to develop this world just as a piece of experimental, like whatever. I didn't even know what was supposed to happen in it.
Okay.
And then I wrote the first story.
Okay.
And handed it around to friends, and they said, "This is really good. You have a voice. This is a skill." And then, life transitioned, and I wasn't teaching anymore, so we decided to pile into this, and it's been a great ride.
That's fantastic. That's such a cool, just an origin story for you as well.
It really is.
Cool.
It really is. Like I said, I spent almost a year building the world and the dynamics just because I wanted to see what it was like before I even had characters to go in it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So I know that you said you got 3 books out right now. You got a 4th in editing. Do you have an idea on when that 4th book might be out?
Well, we're hoping to drop it early next year.
Okay. Where can we find you as far as getting a hold of your readings and things like that?
Sure. Relicsoferis.com. That's relics of ERRUS.com. That gives you all kinds of information about the world, the series, where you can find it, and there's a contact page that people can reach out to me there.
Awesome. Okay, and if we wanted to buy your book that wasn't at a con, can we get it on that webpage?
You can get it on that webpage. You can also, there are links there that'll push you onto Amazon. We have it in ebook and Audible, in audiobook as well, so all the formats.
Do you do the audiobook?
I do.
Nice. That's awesome.
So that's a lot of fun.
Cool. All right, cool. Well, I'm really excited to check out your books. I know that it'll probably be great for my kids too. So
well, thanks, Don.
It's
been a pleasure.
For joining us.
My delight.
Absolutely. Well, thank you guys from Indy PopCon. This has been Jeremy, and we will check you later. Deuces.
Hi, I'm Avital Elizabeth, and I'm here with John Murray at Writers Row at Indy PopCon, who also apparently is known as Mr. Biscuits.
It's true.
So, besides obviously Writers Row and books, who are you here with?
I am actually here representing both Storytellers Forge and my own company, Biscuit Tin RPG.
Tell us about The books.
The books?
The books.
The ones with the writing in them.
The ones
Yes,
with the writing.
Absolutely. So, The Black Ballad.
The Black Ballad.
Storytellers Forge just got this out, just dropped. They finally got it into backers' hands. It's beautiful. This is the limited edition copy right here.
Gorgeous.
But the entire campaign is 10 chapters. It's backed by a full metal orchestral album by Diamorte. Same title as the book.
Wow.
It's got some little character options in there for fun, but the entire campaign takes place after your party have entered their find out era, or you as the storyteller went, this is a cool monster, oops, all dead.
Right.
But the entire campaign takes place after the party is dead. It is in the new world of the Sunless Crossing, and there's a lot to it, but ultimately it deals with the questions of the divine and whether or not mortals should hold that power at all.
Very cool.
Yes. The other thing we got right here is Ashland's memoir.
Okay.
It is a physical representation of an item they can actually pick up in the game. So if you are playing an in-person game, you can literally say you find Ashland's journal laying on the ground and you hand this to them, and it's got stuff in there that's actually her writing about the things that she's come across in her travels.
I love that so much.
Yay.
That is amazing.
Yes.
Wow.
Before we get over to my absolute chaos, we also have Krister Wood's Duskwalker. It's an amazing book. It's beautifully written. It takes place in the same world as this, but outside of the campaign setting itself.
Okay.
This is the part that storytellers are like, yes, I've got a full campaign. There's a little bit of prep to it, but for the most part, outside of the characters you have to deal with and the players, it's gorgeous and written very well, right? Now, if you're more of a player, like myself, in most cases when I'm not running my games, you want some player options.
Sure.
That's where the first gate comes in. The first gate, the entire first chapter is it's a city sitting atop a jade doorframe floating through the infinite void outside of time and space.
Sounds amazing.
So while most of these are going to be geared towards 5th edition, which is what mine is and everything like that, the setting itself is agnostic. Then the rest of the book is player options and new twists on old mechanics to make it incentivizes role play. A lot of it does. We have brand new core class or subclasses for every core class. It's got dragons, and I have to put that in quotations because they're not really dragons. No one knows what they are, but they come out of the black hole in the middle, so that's fun.
There are some creatures.
But yes, so while Storyteller's Forge absolutely focuses on the narrative and making a really in-depth story, which I can appreciate and I get to run here next month.
Very nice.
On stream. Biscuit 10 RPG at Twitch. First gate is mostly player options, and that's what I deal with.
Amazing.
Yes.
That's wonderful.
So if you're looking for something inventive and fun, and you don't know how to bring your characters back from the dead, that's the perfect campaign. If they're still alive and you want to find fun and interesting ways to kill them in strange places, this is the book for you.
First gate?
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time.
Absolutely.
Telling us about the books, the story, and good luck. I hope everybody buys all of these things.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
You don't have to carry them home.
No, please don't make me carry them home. Well, thank you very much for your time. You have a wonderful rest of the convention.
You too.
Thank you.
Hi, I am Avital Elizabeth with the Established Facts podcast, and we are here with Cat Bat Art. Thanks for letting us interview you today.
Oh, absolutely.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about your art?
I have a lot of styles and materials and techniques I like to employ because I get very bored if I do the same thing for too long. But at conventions, I am very primarily known for doing a lot of D&D, monsters, tabletop RPG inspired fantasy stuff. I paint a lot in coffee because it's cheap and it looks cool.
It does.
I do a bunch of stuff though. I really like playing with foil. I really like playing with monster designs. I like taking established monsters and seeing in what crazy ways I can distort them or make them look cool.
Okay.
But ultimately I kind of just follow my whims at this point.
That's very fair. I understand that. So here at the booth, we've got the gorgeous art for sale, which I do like the foil, like the little highlights. Oh, that is very, just a nice little.
Thank you so much.
Just a little shiny on top. We've got dice. Do you guys make the dice?
Yes. So I like to explain it as pouring resin dice became my quarantine lockdown hobby. I'm not alone in that, is what I am aware of. But it became a thing that I got really, really passionate about, really into. I really like being able to make very specific designs for my super special, unique characters.
Of course.
And people were interested in buying them, and so I'm like, I guess I'll just do more of this. So now we have a little sectioned off area in the garage to do resin pouring, and
that's
I make dice now.
That's perfect. How long have you been selling your art?
This is really embarrassing. Today is my 12th year of doing conventions.
No, I love that. That's wonderful. That's great. Having a body of work to be able to bring a whole booth to a convention is an accomplishment in itself, and to have the energy and the wherewithal to keep doing it for 12 years it's very impressive. It's very impressive.
It's really fun.
What other conventions are you planning on going to this coming season, this year?
Let's see. This year, my next couple I'll be doing ACEN, Anime Central, over in Chicago in May. Oh, hey! OMG Con in Owensboro, Kentucky, which is a little anime convention.
I have heard.
But it is beautiful. And then right after that, we're doing Anime Ohio in Cincinnati. And then
I don't
later,
know if I've ever gone, though.
in November, we'll be doing Grand Rapids Comic Con up in Michigan.
Okay.
But those are the immediate ones that I'll be doing.
How has this convention been going for you so far?
It's been going really, really well. I have been attending. I've only missed 2 PopCons since its inception. And I've always really loved how it's been run. PopCon is so local to me, so I love going here. They've always got some really fun, niche, unique guests. And they got Lord of the Rings guests this year. That's really cool.
Oh yeah.
But from an art perspective, this has been really great. It's been a really good combination of locals that I have seen before who recognize me, and I get to chat with them. That's always really fun. And people who have never seen my work who are being drawn in by it and want to talk about it, and that's very cool. New people and people I already know. So this is always a very fun, very relaxed convention for us, and we like it a lot.
Good. Yeah, this is local con for me. I've actually been here every year, which is weird to think about,
right.
But we love the con. It's a great con. All right, thank you so much for
absolutely.
your time.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, and hope you have a great rest of your convention.
Absolutely, you too. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
This is Josh with the Established Facts Podcast, and I am here with Joseph, aka JP Leck, author and filmmaker. Well, I guess you're at PopCon. What are you doing?
Well, we do a little bit of everything. We're here with our booth, The Endless Elsewhere. I'll give you the breakdown on that. It's kind of a vast multimedia story. We try to make something for everybody.
Okay.
We have a series of novels. We have an anthology of short stories, a series of photographic comic books, a fiction podcast that's an award-winning, chart-topping fiction podcast.
Ooh. We're an award-winning finalist. We just haven't won yet.
That's cool, too.
Yeah.
Also, just last year, we released our first feature film, Circle City Supernatural, which is now available on Tubi and on Amazon Prime and many other smaller streamers.
I see a lot of the Supernatural in the naming, and it seems like that's a big push here. What is it that drives you to talk about and write about the Supernatural?
The Supernatural, I enjoy. I love storytelling, but it's got to have some kind of element of the fantastical, or I get bored.
Okay.
So I go to horror, I go to fantasy, I go to science fiction. I often blend the three genres together.
We've got the writing. I see multiple books that are sitting out here, but
Yes,
it's
sir.
also transitioned into filmmaking. What brought the filmmaking? Are they based off the books?
Just doing books, just doing the novels wasn't enough. I had to branch out into photography. We started doing the comic books. I branched out into audio plays. We started doing the audio fiction. And then finally, after a number of short films, we did our first feature. I need the different outlets for creativity just to make it an ever-expanding world. And not everybody likes to read, so I want to make something for everybody.
That's a good point. I'm not a big reader. I appreciate the creativity. We've been trying to branch out ourselves, obviously switching into a video platform.
Absolutely.
What is it in your storytelling that makes you unique?
It's very difficult to be fully original these days, especially with so many artists out there kind of telling similar stories. So whenever I go to one of the genres, I like to pull elements that are well known, but then give them some kind of twist. So you can take a zombie story, you can take some sort of haunted house story, but if you can change it just enough to make it unique, that makes it something special. That way it sticks with your audience so that it's something they haven't quite heard or seen before. And I think we do a pretty good job at that.
Okay, and that comes into the filmmaking as well, and the comics,
absolutely.
all of it. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, the film, it's a Halloween-themed anthology. I'll give you a quick lowdown of it. It's a late-night paranormal radio show where the people of a fictional Circle City call in their insane stories. They have these wonderful experiences that they can't quite explain. One of the ongoing motifs is normal people encountering the supernatural and how they deal with that. That's kind of a motif throughout all the series. But that's mostly what the film is. It's people calling in, telling their stories, grappling with these unbelievable events that have just kind of happened to them, and them trying to come to terms with it.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Well, with that said, where can they so you mentioned the film being on Tubi and on Amazon Prime, but where can they find everything else?
Our main hub is theendlesselsewhere.com. Just go there. There's links to all the books. They're available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, comic books as well. Once again, that's endlesselsewhere.com.
I wish you the best of luck. I'm glad you were able to come out. I hope you continue to enjoy PopCon. Check out the books. And with that, we'll check you later.